Alright, Shalom, this is your brother Shamar from the Phoenix camp. And with that being said, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the brothers that are doing this work in truth and sincerity. Right, we're going to get right into the lesson. This is Acts 10:1. It says, there was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, and we all know Cornelius was an Israelite. You know, he wasn't an Edomite. He wasn't of a foreign nation. And the proof of that is because he was a righteous man. It says there was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of the band the band called the Italian bands. He was a soldier, man. He was in the military. He was serving the Italian military. It doesn't mean that he himself was Italian. Just like you got so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you know, they serve in the American military. They serve in the military of the United States, but they're all from different, you know, there's different races in the military, man. You know, whether or not this brother was Italian or not, it doesn't clarify. But what's clear is that he was in the military. He was centurion, which means he was a leader. Centurion, I think it means it goes into hundreds. So he could have been a commander of some sort, man. It says a devout man and one that feared Yahweh. So that right there tells you that he was an Israelite, because only an Israelite is going to have the spirit within him to fear the Most High. And like we brought up in previous lessons, to fear the Most High is to keep His commandments, you know. And Salakia. To fear the Most High is to keep His commandments, man. So let's go back to the scripture. The devout man, one that feared Yahweh with all his house, which gave much alms to his people and prayed to Yahweh always. So that's the point of the lesson, man. We're going to get into how alms or tithes or giving of your monetary blessing, or the blessing that the Most High gives you financially. That's a requirement. You know, you give what you can give. But the point that we're going to get is that tithing and prayer are offerings that we give to the Most High, and He considers those offerings, man. He remembers those offerings. You know, so that's why it's a good habit to not only to read the scriptures, to study, to make videos, to be a brother, to do the work, to live to follow the commandments. Also, we have to pray and give alms. These are what's going to complete you as an Israelite man. These are part of your duties as an Israelite man. What is required of thee, man? This is what's required of you. To fear the Most High and keep His commandments. And part of those commandments are to give alms and to pray to the Most High. It says Acts 10:1, the devout man and one that feared Yahweh with all his house, who gave much alms to the people and prayed to Yahweh always. So he was constant in prayer, and he was constant in giving of alms. It says, verse 3, he saw in a vision evidently about the 9th hour of the day, or an angel of the day, Salakia. He saw in a vision evidently about the 9th hour of the day, an angel of Yahweh coming into him and saying unto him, Cornelius. And when he looked on him, he was afraid and said, what is it, Lord? And you know that Lord, it means master. So it's a sign of respect. It's a title of respect. And he said unto him, thy prayers and thine alms are come up for memorial before Yahweh. You see that? So all the works that he was doing in faith, his fearing of the Most High, his devotion, his devoutness, his tithing, his praying, the Lord took notice of these things, man. The Lord remembered these things. The Lord was mindful and acknowledged the things that Cornelius was doing in a spiritual sense. So it says right here, it says, verse 4, this is what the angel said unto him. It says, thy prayers and thine alms are come before memorial before Yahweh. And what he was praying for was understanding, man. And that's what he got. He got his eyes open. So the point of it is this, man, that prayer and alms, prayer and tithing are things that are acknowledged, or acts that are acknowledged, acts of faith that are acknowledged by the Most High. And they will bring you blessings, man. They'll bring you blessings of the Spirit. They'll bring you blessings in your life, man. they can make things turn for you in whatever way the Most High wants you to turn for you, man. He can give you more knowledge, wisdom, understanding. He can give you balance. He can give you whatever he wants, man. He can give you spiritual blessings. He can give you financial blessings. He can give you monetary blessings. He can just sustain you, man. He can protect you from evil and disease. Whatever blessing the Most High wants to put upon you, he remembers that through your acts of faith, which are alms and prayer. So we're going to get Sirach 40 and 24, and these are just a few scriptures that prove, that show that the tithing, because we're going to get into tithing first, and we're going to get some prayer. Tithing is an act of faith that was done by the men of the Lord. Let's get Sirach 40 and 24. This is Sirach 40 and 24, and it says, brethren and help are against time of trouble, but alms shall deliver them. Slakia, man. It says, brethren and help are against time of trouble, but alms shall deliver more than both. You see that? Alms can deliver you. Your act of tithing, the Lord recognizes that, and He can give you a blessing of deliverance for that, man. Let's go to 24 and 12. Just simple scriptures that prove a point, man. It's just a real simple lesson. This is Sirach 24 and 12, and it says Slack, that ain't it. It's Sirach 29 and 12, but this is Sirach 29 and 12, and it says, shut up alms in thy storehouse, and shall deliver thee from all affliction. It shall fight for thee against thine enemies, better than a mighty shield and a strong spear. See that, man? So this act of faith in the form of tithing, it can give you a great blessing. The Lord can look upon that act and see it and accept it and recognize it, this offering, and He can bless you with deliverance, man. So these are just one of the things that you have to consider in your walk in the faith. Consider that well, first of all, the money that we receive in the form of a paycheck, it doesn't belong to us anyways, man. Because the Most High is the one that gives the ability to work. He gives it the job. He gives it, all of it to us, man. It's all of His will. So it doesn't belong to us anyways, man. So let's get Tobit 14 and 14. This is Tobit 14 and 14, and it says, no, that ain't it, Salak. That's Tobit 4 and 10, Salakia. This is Tobit 4 and 10, and it says, because that alms, I'll start at verse 8. If thou hast abundance, give alms. I'll start at verse 7, Salak. Tobit 4 and 7, give alms of thy substance, and when thou givest alms, let not thine eye be envious. Turn thy face from any poor, and the face of Yahweh shall not be turned away from thee. You see that, man? So there's blessing in that. There's blessing in the giving of alms. If thou hast abundance, give alms accordingly. If thou have but a little, be not afraid to give according to that little. So you give what you can, man. You give what you can. You give what the Spirit moves you to give. You don't clean yourself out of house and home or sacrifice the rent money or the light bill money to pay tithes, but you give accordingly to the Spirit. You give according to what you got, man. It says, be not afraid to give according to that little. Let me run that back again. If thou hast abundance, give alms accordingly. If thou have but a little, be not afraid to give according to that little, man. So it's a beautiful thing to give alms, to give tithes. It says, for thou layest up a good treasure for thyself against a day of necessity. Because we all have days of necessity, man. That's why we give, money to the treasury. Because every brother's going to have some type of necessity somewhere along the line. So this is all for your benefit, man. Verse 10. Because that alms do deliver from death, and suffers not to come into darkness. For alms is a good gift unto all that give it in the sight of the Most High. See that, man? You see that? So the scriptures prove without a shadow of a doubt that alms and tithing are act of faith recognized by the Most High himself, man. These are offerings that we give to the Most High, man. So we're going to get a few scriptures on prayer as we close it out. This is 1 Timothy 2:8. Because with alms comes prayer, man. Those are two powerful combinations that you can use in your spiritual warfare. This is 1 Timothy 2:8. And it says, I will therefore that men pray everywhere, lifting up holy hands without wrath and doubting. See that, man? So prayer is something that you need to do, that we all need to do, We have to pray, man. You know, he's like Campbell. We got to pray just to make it today, right? But let's get James 5:16, just a few quick scriptures. And they're self-explanatory. You really don't got to break them down, man. This is James 5:16. And it says, confess your faults one to another and pray one for another, that ye may be healed. The effectual, fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. And there's brothers that can testify, me myself included, of the effectiveness of prayer. You know, we have seen prayers being answered. We have seen prayers in action. We have seen the Lord move things for our benefit after we prayed for it, man. So it is effectual. It has an effect. You got to have faith. These are not just words you whisper to the air, man. These have strong effect. So let's get Psalms 55:17, because this shows the frequency of prayer, man. So this is good habits to form. Psalms 55:17 says, even in the morning and noon will I pray and cry aloud, and he shall hear my voice. So a minimum of 3 times a day. And throughout all the day, man, I should be praying, man. You know, so Yahweh Shai said that men should always pray, cease not. So use those tools, man. Use those weapons. Use the weapons of tithing. Use the weapon of praying. And everything else that the Lord has given us to sustain ourselves and to fight against wickedness in this hellhole called America, man. But with that being said, just a real quick lesson. Most I will and hope was edifying. With that, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Kal Halal Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Brothers, keep on pushing. Shalom.